If you're selling designs on Creative Fabrica, you know that you can actually make money doing it. Not only does Creative Fabrica pay you to list, that's right, you heard me correctly. If you have listings, you will get money. Now, it's not going to be a ton, but they're going to pay you something every month. Plus, if somebody downloads one of your designs, you're going to wind up making some money as well. So I've got a strategy that I'm going to share with you in this video, and it's an Etsy strategy on how you can figure out, you can brainstorm niche marketing ideas to sell on Creative Fabrica. Let's jump in. So I'm on Etsy, and the reason I'm on Etsy is because what I'm looking for is what are customers interested in buying. So I'm going to cover off, first of all, what you should not do. So usually Etsy's got a few top trending results. I just typed into SVG and then I get back a whole bunch of results. You're going to get back stuff like trademarked, pirated stuff like this Disney Premier bundle, or you're going to get trademarked items like Superman and Spider-Man. You don't want to look at those. The other thing you don't want to look at is you're going to have rows in the Etsy search results that are ads. And you don't want to look at those because they're not organic search results. The reason that this Disney Premier bundle is near the top is because they paid for it. It's an ad. So what you want to do is look at the organic search results. The other thing that I would encourage you to not spend a ton of time on is trying to compete with these mega bundles. Here's 6,000 Cricut designs, for example, for $3.60. Most people are going to, when they're first starting out, they're going to buy this because they're all excited. For $3.60, they're going to get 6,000 things, 1,000 things, 10,000 things. But what happens is it's so overwhelming, people are going to wind up searching for individual things, and that's kind of where you want to stake your claim. So I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to see, is there anything that is not a huge bundle, is not trademarked, and is not an ad? Well, here's one. It's a very basic heart. I'm going to pop that open. And let's take a look at what this is. So this is Dream On Design SVG, 86,000 sales. So they're doing something right. This is a best-selling design. And why is it a best-selling design? It's simple, it's clean, it's cheap. So this is just an idea that you'd want to maybe take a look at inside of Inkscape or Photoshop. Is there a way you can make different types of hearts that are not just the straight-ahead clip art heart? Is there things you could put in the heart, like a word or graphics around it? So this is just an idea that you would use for brainstorming. Let's keep scrolling through Etsy. Again, we're going to see a lot of trademark stuff, a lot of ads, and a lot of massive bundles. We're not too worried about those. We're going to keep scrolling on down. And here's another one over here on the right-hand side. This is not an ad. This is commercial use cutting file, and it's flowers, wildflowers floral. Let's pop that open. So we can see here some pretty basic SVG PNGs, and we can see Citra Graphics has 258,000 sales. I know it's intimidating when you see a store that has 250,000 sales. You're like, oh my goodness, how can I compete? We're just looking for ideas on what to make. So my point is, you scroll down on the store and you can see that people are making stuff with these designs. There's a picture right here of somebody who made a candle using these designs. So what you're using, this is market research. You're trying to figure out what to make rather than just making random stuff. And you can see there's more from this shop. So I'm going to pop open 25 leaves, for example. The reason I like this example is because it's not intuitive. You wouldn't wake up in the morning and say, well, I'm going to make a bunch of leaves. But yet this is stuff that's used by people. So you can see here there's reviews down at the bottom, and it shows you the purchased item, 25 leaves, 25 leaves, 25 leaves. So this is a perfect example of where you can scroll through a shop and you can see examples of things that people are actually buying on Etsy. Now, how does this relate to Creative Fabrica? You'd go back into Creative Fabrica and you'd take a look at, is there a ton of these in Creative Fabrica? So I'm going to type in leaves, for example, and there's going to be a lot. Here's 85,000 examples. So you would look through and you would say, okay, is there an area here for me to stake my claim? Can I get in there and can I make a different looking design? So yes, there's SVG files, but here's a pattern, for example. So maybe you drill down on patterns. Are there more leaf patterns or are there less leaf patterns? There's different types of things. There's graphics, crafts, embroidery, fonts. There's different categories as well. And you can take a look at a low item. So for example, graphics has 22,000. Well, here's nature has 484. So if I click on that, it's only going to show that 484 results. And we can see now, is there anything in here that's super popular? There's photographs, for example. There's wallpapers. There may be different areas where you can go in and say, okay, it's a popular idea, people like this, but there's not a ton of supply, and therefore I can at least make something that stands a chance of being downloaded. Here's a great one, autumn leaves. It's like a frame. And so what would happen is, like, I would make a thumbnail, for example, in one of my videos, but I would download this and then I would put the text in the middle. So if you live in a place that's, fall, or you've got access to leaves or garden stuff, you can make a picture of a frame and you could upload it onto Creative Fabrica and somebody would download that and then you'd make a bit of money. Here's another search term that you can use. It's called Cricut files. That's what I typed in. And I'm going to take a look now. Again, I'm going to disregard the ads and I'm going to disregard the major bundles because I'm not going to spend the next 3 years making 1,000 or 10,000 designs. So I'm going to look through here, disregard the ads. Okay, so here's a great example. This is why I know this is popular. It's in 20 plus baskets. So that means that people are gearing up to purchase it. It's only $2.30, but they've got more than 20 people are interested in it. And this is a star seller. They've got 43,000 sales. And they've got great looking thumbnails here, so you can get an idea of what you would actually make. Now look, I'm not suggesting you just rip off this design and you make the exact same thing. That's not what I'm suggesting. But why would this be popular? Let's think this through. Well, probably weddings, right? We can go down here to the bottom and we can see, like, what are people using this for? Okay, they've cut out flowers. They've made a frame. We can look here on page 2. Look no further. This template is designed to create beautiful paper flowers. It's so easy to use on my Cricut machine. So if you've got a Cricut machine and you're thinking about selling files like this, you can download this. You can invest $2.30, or you can get the subscription and you can just download it. And then you can at least reverse engineer, like, what is this file? And then you can make similar ones. You can make different looking flowers. You can make different looking objects that are similar in style to this. I hope you found this video helpful. I do go on Etsy quite a bit, even though I don't actively sell on Etsy anymore. I like going through and seeing what's available. Now, it's going to take time because there's a lot of ads, and there's a lot of trademark junk on here. I don't want you to do any of that. You need to really look hard and find, is there anything that is specific to what you can create? So remember, you're matching up your skill set with something that is in demand, and then you're cross-referencing it in Creative Fabrica to see how many competitive files are there. And even if there's lots of competitive files, as long as you can make it unique, you stand a decent chance at having your design be downloaded. Thanks a lot for watching, and here's another video on how you can supercharge your digital selling journey.